Welcome to Cocktail History with the Freeborn County Historical Museum, Library, and Village. I'm Stephanie Kibler, Executive Director. Joining me is Rachel Lilienthal, Curator. And today we're doing a Tequila Sunrise. Have you ever had a Tequila Sunrise?
I have not.
I haven't either. Ooh. It's just kind of weird because I'm a child of the 70s.
Oh, and that's when it was like re-boom.
Well, now, getting ahead of yourself. Re-boom. So, the 70s is the decade. Glenn Fry and Don Henley sang about drinking at dawn and lost love.
Mm-hmm.
The 80s has a movie with Mel Gibson, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Tequila Sunrise.
Uh-huh.
That's what I think of both of those, because I would have been a teen and then a young adult.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember seeing the movie and thinking, "Ooh, dreamy, Kurt Russell."
Oh my.
But I don't remember what the movie was about. Anyway, the big moment for this drink came in the 70s and 80s because it became very popular in the bars, and then it kind of faded away, like did its thing and poof. But like the cocktail itself, its origins are a bit murky.
Ah, of course.
The story that Gary Reagan tells in the Bartender's Bible, word has it that this drink was concocted by a befuddled bartender in San Francisco who had stayed at the bar drinking with a few friends until the boss walked in at around 9 a.m. Yes, it sounds pretty unlikely to me, is what he says. The next little piece of history that I got was that some signs point to the cocktail's creation in post-revolution Mexico.
Okay. Like post-Spanish Revolution?
While Prohibition strangled American cocktail culture, anybody wanting to imbibe, indulge in drinks or drinking games went elsewhere. One of the hot spots was the Hotel Agua Caliente, where it's casinos and racetrack, and it was in close proximity to the California border, had Americans going where they could go get cocktails.
Sure.
So the Encyclopedia of American Food and Drink, I don't know why I'm all of a sudden, I'm like all hyped up about this cocktail, cites the conclusion drawn by Marion Gorman and Felipe P. de Alba in the 1976 out of print, the Tequila Book. The cocktail came together as a popular keep the party going drink at dawn, perhaps.
Oh.
I think that's because it's got the OJ. So that was one, that it was from Agua Caliente, which ironically is the casino in Palm Springs, Rancho Mirage, California, where I go.
Okay.
It's Agua Caliente. But there's another one. In the 1930s, Gene Sullett of the Arizona Biltmore Hotel combined tequila, soda water, lime juice, and liqueur to create the first Tequila Sunrise. That's one.
Uh-huh. What's the other one?
In 1939, cocktail writer Charles Baker offered a recipe cited as the Armalita Chico, named for the popular Mexican bullfighter at the time, and for whom he created the Tequila Sunrise.
It's like on the tails of the Great Depression.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So the history is a little, and there's not a lot, like I even read one that said that it was created, I want to say, in a bar in like New Orleans or something in the 70s. I don't know. The original recipe is interesting because it was lime juice, creme de cassis, which is a black currant liqueur, silver tequila, and soda water. That's the original. Now we don't have the creme de cassis, but we could have done everything else. We could have substituted like a raspberry chambord. Or we even have a cherry liqueur we could have done.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's not quite the same.
Sure.
I thought this was a funny quote by Nathan Elliott, the head bartender at a Portland bar, Bacchus bar in the Kimpton Hotel. The Tequila Sunrise is a classic that when at its worst, that is cheap mixto tequila, pressed juice, and artificial grenadine, can be nothing more than a headache in a glass and difficult to enjoy. However, when the cocktail is made properly with fresh ingredients and high quality tequila, it can be a true thing of wonder. To that end, Elliot keeps the Tequila Sunrise on a regular rotation at the bar.
Nice.
This was kind of fun too. The Cottonmouth Club in Houston, bartender Michael Neff added it to his spring 2019 menu in dedication to his dad, affectionately known as Cowboy Dan.
Aw.
Which, wasn't that a character on Pee Wee Herman? Anyway, for whom the Tequila Sunrise was a favorite. So Cowboy Dan's favorite drink was the Tequila Sunrise. Cowboy Dan didn't really drink much, but when he did, he'd order a Tequila Sunrise, extra grenadine, says Neff. I told him once that he drinks like a college girl and regretted what followed.
Oh no. I'm gonna bookmark that again too.
Drinks like a college girl?
His drink was renamed after, like, the Tequila Sunrise, that version was named after him, right? That you just said? Cowboy Dan?
Cowboy Dan?
Yeah, because they loved him
Yeah.
and they lost him.
Yeah.
And the song is about lost love.
Lost love.
So book and mark those things.
Tequila
We're gonna
Sunrise.
come back
Lost
to
love.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear. So go into the 70s. Bobby Lazoff and Billy Rice, who tended bar during the tequila craze of the 70s at Trident Restaurant in Sausalito, California, which was the largest outlet for tequila in the United States at the time.
Where?
Sausalito, California. I believe that's outside of San Francisco, but I might be wrong, but I think it is. So some people believe these two men were the creators of the Tequila Sunrise. It's more widely believed, though, that they morphed the drink to the grenadine orange juice mix.
Okay.
So that's kind of when that came into play. We've got these Cava oranges. Can you smell these?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Wow. They smell great.
Potent.
Okay, this is my last one before we mix, because this one is a good one. The Trident, the bar we just talked about,
Yes.
in Sausalito. The Trident was the site of a private party organized by famous San Franciscan Bill Graham, not Billy Graham, Bill Graham, where one of the rock's greatest bands, the Rolling Stones, was kicking off their 1972 tour of America. Mick Jagger, the lead singer of the Rolling Stones, had one, ordered some for his fellow bandmates, who ordered more for their entourage. Soon, the Tequila Sunrise became the Stones' go-to drink while on tour, spreading the cocktail nationwide as they ordered the tequila cocktail in every town they came across.
Wow.
So that had to have boosted.
Yeah. Well, this is another time when I'm an uncultured swine. I didn't know that Mick Jagger was in the Rolling Stones. I knew them as separate, but I didn't know. Again, uncultured swine.
I just can't.
Erin's even opening her mouth at me.
Yeah, right. Pick chin up off floor. And right after the Stones started that, Jose Cuervo picked up on the Tequila Sunrise. Tequila Sunrise, yeah. All of a sudden I'm song, movie, drink, what am I talking about? And they put the recipe on the bottom.
Oh, nice.
So, anyway.
All right.
All right, you want to mix it?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
So, I'll add this after we mix. I'll do one while you're mixing. Okay. So, we are going to put, I didn't do ice again.
You didn't do ice. Do I just scoop some in?
Doggone. Yeah, why don't you scoop some in? We're going to put ice in our shaker, and then while you're doing that, just pull the bag out. I'll put it in our glasses. Put the bag right up here. Because we're going to do... Excuse me. Excuse us. There you go.
Thank you.
Sorry. We're going to do 2 ounces of the Blanco tequila, and we're using Jose Cuervo. And I have to say, I didn't toss this out there to start with, but we have a sponsor for this.
Yes, we do.
Cheers Liquor here in Albert Lee is graciously sponsoring this and provided us with our Cuervo for today. And we're so grateful for her. It's so nice to go in there because if she doesn't have something and you ask, she'll get it for you.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't upcharge you. No service fee for a special order.
Right.
Anyway, so Cheers Liquor.
Yeah.
And convenient in and out. Yeah, it's great. It's a great locally owned business. So we're gonna add 2 ounces of tequila. Oh, I suppose you need the tequila.
Might.
And then 3 ounces of orange juice. Which you only have to do half of this because I
We're
pre-poured the
doing
orange juice.
one.
One at a time because I think we're gonna have to. I think it'll get a little too.
2. And then half of this.
And then half of the OJ, which is 3 ounces.
How'd I do?
Well,
Does it need a little more?
let's see what you got here. That's probably. We got a little bit more.
8.
There you go. And then we're gonna do just half an ounce of our homemade grenadine, which is super easy, and we'll post that recipe. It makes a big difference. I don't know why, but I guess because it's fresh. There's no preservatives in it. It's made with pomegranate juice and sugar. You can use orange water. We put a orange peel in there and let it kind of chill.
Is it supposed to shake?
And then you shake it. Shake and strain into a double rocks glass.
All right.
So what I was gonna say, lost my notes now. On the original recipe, the directions say the technique is a tiki dirty pour.
Okay, we good?
I don't know what a tiki dirty pour is. Yeah, so pour one in here. And then you'll have to mix a second.
Yeah.
Look at that, almost a perfect pour for that glass. I was a little skeptical. It said to use a double rocks glass, and our glasses are kind of limited here.
Yeah.
So we don't have double rocks glasses. But that one there is pretty darn close. Or you're just gonna use the old ice. I see how you do it.
This one can be mine.
I
Okay.
gotcha.
You said dirty to, what is that? What pour?
A dirty, tiki dirty pour.
Maybe it's reusing ice.
Maybe a tiki dirty pour is reusing ice. So then we're gonna, once you shake that, we're gonna top each of these off with a Luxardo cherry. And you can use maraschino, but these are a much nicer cherry. They taste a lot nicer. And there's no artificial dyes or anything in these either. And we're gonna put just a little orange wheel on them. See, it's kind of pretty if you just served it like that.
I know, that's the whole like sunrise thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I'm not sure why we're shaking them.
That's what I was wondering.
But that's what I wonder what it was, a tiki dirty pour. Do you suppose that's a, well no, it says to shake that too. Huh. Shake it or jump it.
Jump it.
That cover didn't pop off on you. I always hold my covers because I'm always afraid they're.
Oh, it's
Actually, my
suction.
shaker is the 2-cup shaker, so I have to.
All right,
hold
and then I get one of
the
these.
slice, and then you need one of those. Let me help you.
Thanks.
And that's a Tequila Sunrise.
Yay.
So let's. Oh my God, these oranges smell so good. Oh, that's a full one. Cheers. Mm. Oh, that's pretty good. It is a little
It's smooth.
yeah, sweet. It's sweeter than what I thought. Yeah, that's actually quite okay. I probably
I like it.
it's not my drink of wouldn't be my first drink, but of choice. But you know when that would be really nice, poolside or on a patio.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely poolside.
Yeah, that is quite good. What you got there?
You want to know what I have?
I do.
Okay, well, why don't we start with this behind us here? This here is one of our, yes, very good. One of our Ruble Mill paintings.
One of our many.
Many, yes. This one actually, its home right now is within our Victorian home in our exhibit, in the bedroom portion of it. And it was done by Carrie Alice.
Okay.
Carrie Gibbs Alice, so her maiden name is Gibbs.
She didn't sign it though.
She did not sign it. It was kind of normal for her not to.
Interesting.
She did a lot of other artworks that mostly the family has held on to. But she was born and buried in Geneva, Minnesota. Born 1868, died 1937.
And what was her last name?
Married was Alice, and maiden name was Gibbs.
Gibbs. Okay.
Gibbs.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm going to ask you this because I'll tell you what I wrote.
Are you hiding it?
No, I'll tell you what I wrote as description for it on our Past Perfect data system. But when you look at it, do you think it's a sunrise or a sunset?
Oh, interesting. Well, I'm gonna go. This is just because this is my directions in my head.
Sure.
Because west is right. I'm gonna go. That's west. That's a sunset.
Very nice.
Just the way it's hitting the water there. So I'm saying that that's north. This is west. Sunset.
Makes sense.
Is it right?
We don't
know.
It's not said, but that would be where that is, where that's from.
Oh, that's true. I guess I could step myself where the mill is.
Yeah.
Or was. I didn't even go there. Forget that actually was a building here in Albert Lee.
Right?
Hence we're doing cocktail history.
Oh, funny. I actually don't remember where it's facing though, based on where the mill was. You keep thinking, I'll see what
I feel like it was facing north.
Like the front of it?
Yeah, but that can't be right.
It's facing south?
That can't be right. Because you wouldn't have the sun set or rise north or south.
Well, there's also artist interpretation then too. Which this is likely from a tintype anyways.
Okay.
A lot of these, because they have the same angle, the same kind of look to them, but maybe a little bit of different flourishes to them in what we have in our collection. So it may not have been historically accurate anyways. But anyways, what I wrote on Past Perfect was the mill is to the right of the painting in gray with its elongated reflection upon the water in the foreground. Water pours onto the lake just left of center. The sky looks like a yellow morning during sunrise or a bright dusk evening during sunset. There's a bit of grassy and wildflower-laden land in the front left corner as though it is where the viewer is standing. So I put both in there as a possibility.
One would think that maybe you're an art major.
Like that was a focus of mine, like I enjoy that or something. I don't know.
I forget how nicely you write the descriptions for the paintings we have. I enjoy reading them when I'm in Past Perfect and I find them and I'm like, oh, that's so nice.
Okay, what else I have though?
I also have.
That's been the day today though. Words are hard.
Words are hard.
Okay, so this will tie together. Okay?
Okay.
This will tie together. So think of these as I'm going through them. In our 1911 book, that's what these are from. Snakes have always been plentiful. But with the exception of certain areas in Shell Rock in the early days, the deadly rattlers have never been a menace to the Freeborn County husbandmen.
The Freeborn County
husbandmen.
Husbandmen.
That's what they wrote.
Is that the men of the county?
Yep.
Husbandmen.
Husbandmen.
Wow, that's a word. Husbandmen.
Right? It's probably referring to animal husbandry.
Animal husbandry.
Says the animal science major.
Got you.
And then, so there's that. Snakes. Also,
snake. You know what snakes eat, don't you?
Mice.
I think they can eat bunny rabbits too.
Oh,
Anyway.
well, bookmark that. In 1886, electricity light was brought to Albert Lea. That was November 1st. Albert Lea was lighted with electricity for the first time.
And before electricity came, it was lit with
Like gas. Yeah. Fire. Yes. And it was a Charles H. Farnsworth who was in charge of the franchise of putting in these lamp posts and connecting them to get them to have electricity to go through. And they installed 6 street lights that had 1,200 candle power.
woo.
I think that's funny.
So I will tell you this. I learned this when I was on the city council.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about, even today they measure light by candle power. They were talking about it. I'm like, what are we talking about here? And they're like, yeah,
That's
lumens.
cool. Lumens. That's cool. Okay. Also, they mentioned in this book that the history of agriculture in Freeborn County would not be complete without mentioning the subject of illumination. The original use of the tallow dip and the candle, the gradual introduction of coal oil, and the installation of the larger villages' gas and electricity is a common experience in almost every country that's
Sure,
new, especially. But in this county, there is still another development. That being the introduction in the homes of the gas lights manufactured by 2 companies in Albert Lea. And I believe this is the American Gas Company. They didn't specify it. So American Gas Company, and then the Albert Lea Light and Power
I would
Company, I believe.
I would agree with you that
Yes.
that's the 2 they're talking
Okay,
about.
that's what I'm thinking. And the light company had branched off from the American Gas
Right.
Company and then got reabsorbed again.
Right.
But that gave manufactured by 2 companies in Albert Lea and giving anywhere at a very low cost, an illumination superior to that enjoyed by the patrons of gas and electric plants in the largest cities. So that was a claim that was here in town.
Trendsetter.
Yeah. Okay, now I have where that ties into now.
Okay.
All
Here we
right.
go.
All right, so in talking about cocktails, we talk about how they have murky origins.
Yes.
So I'm going to go way back to the ancient Aztecs.
Oh, I thought we were in Freeborn.
Well,
There were no Aztecs
not
in
in
Freeborn
Freeborn
County.
County. No, not that we know of.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's great.
But we're going to talk about snakes and bringing light, and then also tequila.
Okay.
So, the Aztecs believed that when the earth began, there was a goddess in the sky. And again, I want to make sure that I say that there are several iterations of this,
Sure.
because again, it's ancient times and
Sure.
it's gone through a lot of different
Translations,
translations,
yeah.
and then also just passing it down by word of mouth.
Well, initially those stories would have been passed down word of mouth
Yep.
and not in written words.
or in art pieces.
or in art pieces.
But so there was a goddess in the sky, but she was an evil goddess.
Oh.
She was Tzitzimitl, or Tzitzimitl. She was an evil goddess who devoured light. She had the earth and darkness that forced the humans, to do human sacrifices to bring a bit of light. And one day, Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, snake.
Wouldn't you love to see a feathered serpent?
Right?
I'd love to see
Oh, and all of the artwork, it looks like he has like wings coming out of this long, he was tired of this treatment and he decided to do something about it.
Okay.
So Quetzalcoatl, he believed in honor, so he ascended to the sky. He flew up to fight the evil goddess, Tzitzimitl, and in his search, he couldn't find her. So instead, he found her granddaughter, Mayawel, and she's one of the goddesses of fertility, which in another story, she's married to another fertility god whose had a coddle.
Okay.
But in this iteration, she was just kidnapped by her grandmother up in the sky. And then Quetzalcoatl found her and was like, I love you. He just fell in love with her and decided that instead of killing the evil goddess in the sky that had everything in darkness, he would just bring Mayawel down with him to the earth to live with him. But Tzitzimitl, the evil goddess, hated this. She was very mad. Very, very mad. And so she went searching for her granddaughter and Quetzalcoatl. And they had to jump from place to place on the earth. And then one day, because there was nowhere else to hide, they became trees. So they became two trees that stood next to each other, and in the wind they would like hold hands and stuff like that.
Probably held roots.
Yep. And the evil goddess kept up her search and eventually found them. And then there was a huge fight, and Mayawel died.
Oh.
She was killed in the fight.
Oh.
And Quetzalcoatl buried her remains. He made a grave for her, and went up and killed the Tzitzimitl, killed her, and so the world was in light. Light came back to the earth, but Quetzalcoatl had lost his loved one. Lost loved one, remember I bookmarked that?
You bookmarked that.
And every night he would go to her grave and cry. And the other gods saw this and was very, they were very sad for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then a plant began to grow on her burial site. And the god gave this plant minor hallucinogenic properties, apparently.
Agave?
That would comfort the soul of Quetzalcoatl.
Peyote?
And they could drink this elixir.
Mm.
And it was, that's how the Aztecs believed that the agave plant came to life.
Oh, it was agave?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love this.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that was to comfort.
I was joking. So
No,
I was totally joking.
Yes, agave. And the blue agave, a lot of the artwork for Mayawel, she is blue.
Okay.
That's why when you brought it up, I was like, blue?
She got all excited when I said blue agave.
Yes. So from then on, they could drink that elixir from the agave plant.
Wow.
And it was to comfort the soul of those who lost someone dear to their hearts.
Oh.
Yep. And agave plant is actually really versatile. It can, makes rugs, you make tequila, you make sugar and office supplies. It's also medicinal. So, that's part of her being, the fertility goddess. She can bring forth so much.
So you know where I'm going to go with our Tequila Sunrise and our agave.
Oh.
Because we lost somebody that we love this week.
Oh, no.
And now you're making me think of Dave Mullenbach.
No, I'm saying that.
It's been a rough week here.
Yeah.
So I guess this is cheers to Dave.
Yeah.
And his new adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I was going to ask if you wanted to talk about rabbits, but...
Yeah, let's talk about rabbits now.
Okay.
Dave liked the rabbits in the village.
He did.
Because I bookmarked rabbits, but why did we bookmark
Okay,
it?
so Mayawel, who became the agave plant and this fertility goddess, she gave birth to 400 rabbits.
Wow.
Yeah. They were the divine rabbits.
That brings a whole new meaning to the, what is the adage? Multiply like bunnies?
Yep. So she had 400 rabbits. They were the divine rabbits. They were causes of drunkenness and gods of drunkenness.
Ooh, they were, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So rabbits. That's why I went to her office and I said, "Do you have any connection to rabbits in Freeborn County?"
I'm like, no, but now I do. And I meant to write down which newspaper because this goes back to the 1800s. Rabbit hunters in Freeborn County are having a harvest year. It is said that the bunnies are very plentiful, both cottontails and jacks. So maybe that's the 400.
Yeah. They came up here too.
Yeah. As the result of a rabbit hunting contest, Robert Black's Sunday school class were hosts to Reverend Carlin's class at a banquet at the Emmy Church last Wednesday night. At the hunt, which was held Tuesday, the winners bagged 42 bunnies and the losers 37 cottontails.
Wow.
I just thought it was funny that this was a church Sunday school class.
They're
Out
hunting
there
rabbits.
hunting rabbits. This one I had to ask Linda what this meant.
Yeah?
The Nimrods are the terror of the bunny rabbits, there being no larger game to which to direct their attention or guns. I'm like, who are the Nimrods?
Yeah. Is this before it became an insult?
Yes.
Okay.
Skilled hunter.
Oh, was
I
it
don't-
Nimrod?
I don't know how you go from a skilled hunter, a Nimrod skilled hunter,
Uh-huh.
to being adult. It feels like it's a polar opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks to Linda the librarian, I could bring you
Yeah.
some bunnies from Freeborn County.
Thank you. Yeah.
Anyway, cheers.
Cheers.
And cheers to Cheers Liquor.
Yes.
Again, we're so pleased that they are supportive of this program and the silliness that comes with it. And oh, I guess take a sip. You're supposed to sip after you cheers,
Oh.
and I didn't. It's a rule. It breaks the toast or something. I don't know. Anyway, there's a rule around that. I'll look that up for next time. But yeah, grateful that they've been supportive. So we love anybody who supports our programming.
Of course.
Yeah. Anyway, enjoy your tequila sunrises.
Yay.